she had a kind of parasite which was actually causing her internal bleeding. And if it hadn't been for the care that she's received while being at the sanctuary, there's no way she would have made it. Oh, mate. As many videos as you watch, nothing prepares you for the reality of being there. The smell of ammonia was so strong. I've never felt anything like it. My eyes were watering. It felt like my lungs were on fire. Little chicks who were struggling to survive.
They just keep twitching, and you can tell that they're like just holding on to life.
Nothing prepares you for the reality of being there and looking into their eyes and just wishing that you could make it all better. I felt really helpless. I felt like I had to go back and rescue them.
I think myself and I think a lot of people growing up really kind of respect the RSPCA, but I think unfortunately what we found whilst we've been kind of investigating these farms is that the picture that's being painted here is just really not in line with reality.
You know, this charity that's there to protect animals, putting the stamp of approval to say that what's going on in these farms, that the experiences that these animals are having are okay, and it's completely failing to do the very thing that it's set out to do, which is to protect these animals.
I'm a bit nervous and a bit excited as we're getting closer.
I believe it's right, I believe it's necessary, and ultimately worth the risk to show what's really happening and how much things need to change.
This particular farm works on a 30-day cycle where the chickens get moved around, and we knew that we had a very tight window of opportunity. It feels really strong in here.
So we're here at this RSPCA Assured farm, you know, meant to be like the highest welfare, and here we have, as you can see, this dead chicken. It's not new. Last time I came as well, there were so many dead chickens, and it happens all the time. They're poorly, they don't get the care they deserve, and then they just get thrown away like waste product, because that's all this is. It's about profit, it's about protecting the industry, and it's not about protecting these animals.
So here we've got Jade. As you can see, her beak is quite twisted, or it must have been difficult for her to eat and drink, let alone being in this barn where your eyes are burning.
So this is Peppy. She's much quieter than Jade. Quite a sleepy gal. She was trying to eat, and she couldn't because of the shape of her beak. I'm really excited that she's now going to be able to have a life where people are going to take care of her. You're settled in so well. Look how good she is.
To our knowledge as well, the catchers were coming to get her the next day after we were going to be there. So unfortunately for broiler chickens, there's only one place where they're going to end up, which is at the slaughterhouse.
On the ride to the sanctuary, Peppy was really calm, actually. She was actually really thirsty at the time, and we were worried because so often these chicks are dehydrated because they don't have access to clean water the way they should. We found out actually that she had a kind of parasite which was actually causing her internal bleeding. And if it hadn't been for the care that she's received while being at the sanctuary, there's no way she would have made it.
Oh, there she goes, popping her head out to say hi.
I'm excited for them to get to explore and like touch grass and all of these things that are so basic.
I reckon Jade will be running all over that grass immediately.
I reckon she's going to find a little spot and nap.
Seeing Peppy for the first time since the rescue was so exciting. Just seeing how much she's grown and how confident and sweet she is. we weren't really sure if they were going to make it. I think particularly with Jade, we were so worried because she was struggling with breathing.
And obviously, if you're in a barn full of hundreds of chickens, it's a very infectious condition. It's been quite difficult for her to eat and drink, so they've wonderfully kind of provided her with smoothies. Luckily, she's had attention from professionals, and she's been making a steady and good improvement.
Seeing just what is possible with love and care, and that they are now these like two beautiful hens that are so grown up and so confident is just so special to see. It's just so beautiful. They feel safe, that they want to be around people.
I want a life for Jade, which is, I think, what you'll get here, just really being able to express herself, take part in the activities she'd like to, have relationships with the other chickens, and be able to live a full life, which unfortunately she wouldn't be able to do if she was still on the farm.
The reality is, if Peppy and Jade hadn't been rescued, they wouldn't be here today. They would have either been sent off and been killed, or they wouldn't be here because of the amount of care that they required. They needed that one-to-one care, they needed attention, and there's no way they would have received that in that farm. They would have been left to die in agony. I want the RSPCA to do what they're supposed to do, and that's to protect animals and not to put their stamp of approval on animal farming.
This is systemic in animal farming, and this is something that we really need to address. Beyond individual instances of cruelty here and there, this is a problem with farming.
In an ideal world, there would be no RSPCA assured farms, and all these animals would be free and cared for, living their lives in sanctuaries the way Peppy and Jade are. That's the world we want to see, is a world in which animals aren't exploited, in which they are loved and respected and cared for the way everyone should be.